Right now, Vice President Kamala Harris is in Mexico City for the second leg of her first big official foreign trip since taking office. The vice president already met with Mexican President Andres Manuel Lopez Obrador. Obrador telling reporters that he would discuss boosting security and the root causes of migration to the U.S. in the meeting. Today's visit comes after the vice president visited Guatemala on Monday, and there she issued a pretty blunt and clear message to migrants looking to make the dangerous journey to the U.S. border. Do not come, she said. The FBI teamed up with law enforcement around the world to take down hundreds of criminals.
Tracking their phones was key to the 3-year operation. CBS 46's anchor Karen Greer has the story.
Police move in on a house in Australia, arresting another suspect in a massive worldwide sting.
Today, the Australian government, as part of a global operation, has struck a heavy blow against organised crime.
Authorities took down more than 800 suspected criminals across Europe, Australia, New Zealand, and the United States.
We allege they are members of outlaw motorcycle gangs, Australian mafia, Asian crime syndicates, and serious and organised crime groups.
The FBI tricked suspects into using an app they secretly created and got into the hands of gang members around the globe. Phones loaded with the app could only be bought on the black market and allowed law enforcement to monitor criminals in real time.
There is a robust network of international law enforcement agencies that are resolute in combating this global threat.
Police worldwide seized $148 million in cash, hundreds of tons of cocaine, guns, luxury cars, and motorcycles.
We have arrested the alleged kingmakers behind these crimes, prevented mass shootings.
The FBI says the operation saved more than 100 lives. Karen Greer, CBS 46 News.
Just got shot. I'm on West Wesley. 1211 West Wesley. Hurry, I just got shot.
Panic and fear, chilling 911 calls seconds after a jogger was shot. Plus, a pregnant woman stabbed on a popular walking trail. A CEO in the hot seat.
It was the hardest decision I've made in my 39 years in the energy industry.
Lawmakers grilling the leader of the Colonial Pipeline. And Amazon rolling out new tech that's meant to improve smart devices, but it's taking Wi-Fi from your home to do it.
But first, right now, breaking at 5, and a SWAT standoff in Sandy Springs has just ended with one man dead. We've been covering this story all afternoon. A live report from the scene just minutes away.
But first, we are tracking heavy rain and scattered storms this evening, moving through the metro. Here's a live look outside for you.
Beautiful, no, but we might have some nice weather coming in the near future. Our chief meteorologist, Jennifer Valdez, joining us now with a look at that. Jen.
Yeah, I know picture's worth 1,000 words. All you have to do is look at that picture and see that storms are on the way. They are now approaching the metro area. We do have some storms even south of the metro area right now in Meriwether County, Spalding County, and then we have this line that's about to cross I-20, starting in Carroll County into South Fulton County, heading into Henry County, Fayette County, Clayton County, and making its way through Fulton County as well. These are not severe, but they are producing heavy downpours and frequent lightning. So from Carrollton to Chattahoochee Hills to Forest Park, we've got that rain. And then east of the city from Rockdale County to Social Circle, seeing that rain extending into the metro area. These storms are moving incredibly slow. In fact, they've really slowed down and they're only moving at 15 miles an hour. So it's taking a lot longer to make their way to the metro area, but they are almost here, arriving to East Point right now. The Atlanta downtown area at 5:25, Lawrenceville at around 6 o'clock, Dallas at 6:02, Marietta around 6:22. So much of the metro area is going to see this rain as these storms continue to lift north. Right now, heading north of Cartersville along I-75 in Bartow County, seeing some rain into Gilmer County as well. And that's going to continue for the next several hours. Even at 10 p.m., we're still seeing scattered rain with heavy downpours and lightning. Really, it's not until after midnight that chance of rain does diminish, but then we have more rain in tomorrow's forecast. On top of that, it will be very hot with temperatures in the upper 80s. We have showers and storms with a high of 88 tomorrow in Atlanta. We do have an end in sight coming up. I'll let you know exactly what to expect tomorrow, when the rain will arrive and when finally the rain will move out coming up.
Thank you, Jen. Let's go back to our breaking news now. Several hostages were just freed after a SWAT standoff in Sandy Springs.
CBS 46's Zach Summers is live at the scene for us. Zach, this is a major development happening in just the last hour.
Certainly, and police found the suspect dead inside a unit here at area Morgan Falls. He was barricaded inside with those 3 hostages for close to 3 hours. Those hostages, though, were not hurt. Law enforcement have pretty much cleared the scene out here. But this all started around 1 o'clock this afternoon. We're told U.S. Marshals were serving a federal arrest warrant for a man who has yet to be identified when he started shooting at agents. None of the responding officers were hit, but it prompted a massive police and emergency response out here, even the evacuation of nearby apartments. Here's how one witness described what she saw and heard.
Very stressful. I was scared. So I was checking the news, trying to figure out what was going on. I called the police department. They told me to just stay inside and there's an active situation. So I just stayed inside and checked the news, and then I came back outside and I heard more gunshots. So that was scary.
Yeah, now crisis negotiators tried reasoning with the man to get him to surrender, but again, after a 3-hour standoff, they found him dead inside an apparent self-inflicted gunshot wound. Authorities have yet to say why the suspect was wanted, but we're working to learn who that man was. We'll bring you that information once we know it. Live in Sandy Springs, Zach Summers, CBS 46 News.
Thank you, Zach. New 911 calls revealing what happened in the seconds after a jogger was shot in Buckhead. And tonight that man is out of the hospital. He is recovering at home. CBS 46's Yasmina Alston is live in Buckhead tonight with those calls, and you can really hear the fear in his voice, Yasmina.
Yeah, Rick, you certainly can. And it was after he was shot that Andrew Warhol immediately, of course, called 911. And he told dispatchers he had no idea why someone would drive past him and start shooting.
I just got shot. I'm on West Wesley. 1211 West Wesley. Hurry, I just got shot.
The terrifying moments after Andrew Worrell was shot in his Buckhead neighborhood on West Wesley Road. In the newly released 911 calls, you can hear Worrell pleading for help after man drove by firing bullets.
Help! Help!
Hello, caller.
1211 West Wesley.
Is this a house department or a place of business?
I'm on the street, 1211 West Wesley. I got shot.
Worrell was one of 3 joggers who was shot at on Saturday morning. The other 2 were not injured. Now this man, 22-year-old Galen Newsom, is facing charges for the shootings. He's also accused of hitting a pedestrian with his car after police say he shot Worrell.
Is the assailant still nearby?
No, I don't know. He drove away.
Worrell is back home recovering, his wife telling CBS 46 on Monday that she can't believe this has happened.
It was a completely normal morning. It was 8:30 on a Saturday, and in a very relatively safe part of town, or as we thought.
And the shooting was one of several incidents in Buckhead recently. Atlanta's police chief did address the crime yesterday. At the same time, a group is still pushing for Buckhead to break away from the city. Live in Buckhead, Yasmina Alston, CBS 46 News.
Yasmina, thank you. Right now, health officials are scrambling to get more Americans vaccinated as a new COVID-19 variant starts to spread. The Delta variant originated in India, but now it's here in the U.S., and it's accounting for more than 6% of the cases.
To get vaccinated, particularly if you've had your first dose, make sure you get that second dose. And for those who have been not vaccinated yet, please get vaccinated.
Health experts are especially concerned about states with low vaccination rates because the Delta variant could spread more rapidly in those areas.
In a handful of states, mostly here in the South, fewer than half of adults have gotten at least one vaccine shot. Here in Georgia, 41% of people have had at least one dose. 34% have been fully vaccinated. Meantime, 4 states in New England have fully vaccinated at least half of their population, but the number of vaccinations nationwide remains less than 1 million per day, and that is down 77% from the peak of vaccine activity back in April. The numbers suggest the country will likely fall short of President Biden's goal of 70% of adults getting at least one dose by the 4th of July.
Pfizer is a step closer to vaccinating young children. The company just started trials to include children under the age of 11. Testing will include children as young as 6 months old. Right now, Pfizer is authorized in the U.S. for children 12 and older. Meanwhile, Moderna says its COVID-19 vaccine will likely be available for children as young as 5 years old in the early fall.
Atlanta police are investigating a deadly crash on I-285 just before the I-20 ramp, and it happened just before rush hour this morning. Police say a man died after crashing into the back of a tractor trailer. They're working to figure out what led up to the crash, but they say a can of alcohol was found inside the man's car. His identity has not been released at this time.
New tonight, a large crowd gathering in downtown Atlanta. Dozens of religious leaders demanding equal voting rights outside of Georgia's Capitol. CBS 46's Brittany Edney is live tonight. And Brittany, this protest, it comes just months after lawmakers passed new voting laws, that SB 202. And these clergy members, they aren't letting up, are they?
No, Tracy, they're not. And they say that next week they're going to be taking this fight to our nation's capital as they continue to push back at what they believe is blatant violation of voters' rights.
We came because we understand that forward ever and backwards never.
Across from the Georgia state capitol,
we know that we have an ear that's listening.
Underneath dark storm clouds.
But we want to make sure that that ear is not only listening, but that ear is connected to some feet and some hands and some voices that are continuing to walk out, speak out.
Faith leaders from over 1,000 Georgia churches unite to speak out against Georgia's new voting law.
Some grandmother that's standing in line for 6 hours to vote, to give her some water would be a misdemeanor. I mean, you know, just to think about this law and what it does, it's a terrible bill.
What Georgia Democrats condemn as voter suppression, their Republican counterparts label as the restoration of voter integrity.
It wasn't any voter mishandling. It was voters coming out and exercising their constitutional right to vote and casting their ballots that changed things in 2020. Fair, free elections.
Faith leaders have called for the boycott of Home Depot, saying company officials haven't done enough to condemn new voting laws. And they're also criticizing state elected officials who backed the bill.
The peach looks rotten if you don't let us vote. The peach got a star on it if you stop us from getting to the poll. The peach looks like it will not go to the market if you don't let us pass out water. But Governor Kemp, get ready for peach cobbler, because we will chop up the peach until Georgia is one nation with liberty and justice for all.
And these faith leaders say that they are also pushing for the passage of the John R. Lewis Voting Rights Act. Reporting live outside the state capitol, I'm Brittany Edney, CBS 46 News.
Thanks, Brittany. All new at 5, a disturbing update to a violent attack of a pregnant woman walking with her child on a trail.
Plus, hundreds of popular websites knocked offline. But experts say hackers didn't cause the outage. So what did?
Also, could the ransomware attack on the Colonial Pipeline have been avoided? The CEO in the hot seat, taking tough questions from lawmakers.
CBS 46, winner of the Regional Edward R. Murrow Award for Overall Excellence.
Hey, Lisa. 2 minutes. I hope she gets here. She's opening her door. Oh, she's opening her door. She's coming. I'm here. Doesn't help you much, but I'm here.
Welcome back. Right now, the search is on for a man who stabbed a pregnant woman on a popular walking trail.
CBS 46's Haley Mason is live in Brookhaven. And Haley, you just learned that the trauma of that attack, it caused this mother to deliver her baby early.
That's right. I've learned that this woman had to go into an early labor after she was attacked and stabbed multiple times right on this greenway in Brookhaven. That baby is in intensive care right now as police search for the man who did this. There are cameras throughout this area and police are asking for your help finding the possible stabber. Police want you to get a good look at this man. They say he is suspected of stabbing the woman that was 5 months pregnant multiple times as she walked with her 3-year-old son here on the Peachtree Creek Greenway in Brookhaven. The mother is now in the hospital in serious conditions. Friends have set up a GoFundMe account to help her and her family. I'm told that she had to go deliver now that infant in care. This all happened in broad daylight around 5:30 Saturday afternoon. Police say the man in question is between 20 and 30 years old, about 5'8". He had tried to approach the victim and start a conversation, but when the woman walked away, police say that's when the man lunged from behind her and stabbed her multiple times in the back, sending her to the hospital.
Because it's scary, because you think that you're coming out here to have a good day, you know, to walk, get exercise, and you just never know the people's true intentions.
Certainly this was an attack that took place during broad daylight. There were several other people around, and that also gives us concern, and is one of the reasons that we're so concerned, and it's one of the reasons we want to very quickly identify who this suspect is.
Footage all over this area, and that's what leads police to believe this man was walking in the area prior to the attack along Corporate Boulevard and Buford Highway around 5 o'clock Saturday, and then on this trail just before 5:30. They're asking if anyone saw him during those times in this area to please contact police. The wording on that cap he had on said "dope." We'll have more on this story next hour. Reporting live in Brookhaven, Haley Mason, CBS 46 News.
Haley, thank you. Right now.